show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Face in your face. Face in your face.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those of you who are not familiar with the channel or watching this channel for the first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense because here on this platform we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions, but not everyone uses logic. So, for that reason, it is called Uncommon Sense. I want to let everybody know that I'm currently live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Um, I hope you forgive me. Today I had some minor dental work done. I had a couple of stitches done. So my voice might sound a little odd. I will do my best, nevertheless. Um, as always, I like to give a huge shout out to all those who have already subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate all the love and all the support all of you give me. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who follow me on social media. Really appreciate your continued support. I also want to give a huge shout out to all those who allowed me to enter into your devices and those who watch from the clouds, including the haters, which are in turn are secret fans. So, what I'm going to ask you to do, if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe, like, and set the bell notifications all. So, therefore, whenever I do produce content, you will have the opportunity to catch it live or catch it on the playback. So, tonight, as you can see by the thumbnail, we're having another episode of Open Discussion. Now, for the benefit of those of you who do not know what goes on, what I do is I discuss a serious topics of which I'm going to give an opinion. And of course, I would encourage anyone who wish to opine by entering a comment in the chat, they can do so. Also, the link has been pinned, so if anyone wishes to join the panel, they may do so. I will insist that if you've never been on this platform and never heard from you, I will insist that you cam up in the backstage. Why? To make sure that no one flashes anything inappropriate, which will cause the people of YouTube to take down this stream. So, with that being said, now let me just, I forgot the camera up. There we go. So, and a huge shout out to the people watching the stream as we speak. So, the first thing I'm going to be discussing, of course, again, is the TikTok ban. And of course, at this point, most of you are aware of what's going on. But for the benefit, excuse me, the benefit of those who still don't know, um, there's a bill that was passed by the House, which is on its way to the Senate, which, if it passes, becomes a law. TikTok will be banned in the United States, unless the company, which is BitDance, which owns TikTok, sells it to another company. Okay. Now, why is this going on? Okay. It is alleged that the Chinese government is using TikTok to gain access to our private information and our data. Okay. Um, that is well, let me put it this way, the official reason why. Okay. Now, to be perfectly honest, there are numerous people that can gain access to our data. That's why there are different devices and platforms, different systems which have been developed to protect our data from being breached or doxed and what have you. Okay. In fact, I'm gonna be dedicating a whole stream regarding the topic next week. And of course, everyone is welcome to share their point of view regarding um, TikTok, whether it should be banned. Okay, I've stated it before, and I'm going to say it again. I have an issue with it because it's censorship. Okay, I mean there are guidelines where each platform can put in place to make sure that those who enter into the platform abide by the rules and don't dox anyone and don't use other people's content without the permission. I mean, YouTube has its guidelines, Facebook has its guidelines, Instagram has its guidelines. So as the situation develops, I will continue to give you more information. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put in uh, a poll this weekend asking all you to vote. Do you think TikTok should be banned? Yes or no? And it'll be interesting to see what is the feedback on it. Okay. So now the next thing we're gonna talk about is what would a second Trump term would look like. Okay. I know that the mega crowd, or as I like to call to them, the mega sheep cult, uh, thinks Donald Trump is the greatest thing since sliced bread, that he's like a messiah, and things of that nature. And good evening, Irving. Okay. It's good evening, Irving. It looks like tonight's going to be a struggle stream. The topic for tonight is open discussion. So I'm going to be discussing a wide assortment of things. Right now, I just finished talking about the attempt to ban TikTok. Now I'm going to be talking about, well, actually, I decided to do a 9 o'clock stream. Okay. Usually I don't do it this late, but what the heck? You got to do things differently. So thank you for stopping by. Now, as I was stating before, there are people who think Donald Trump is the greatest president ever lived. I don't think was all that great. I think even in his best day, he was like so. The one thing that he really screwed up big time is handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, um, not treating it seriously, dismantling the things that the previous administration put in place to try to deal with situations, a health crisis of this type. Um, there are some people who fear that it's going to be basically 4 years of revenge against those who oppose him. And I think it will be. Okay, Donald Trump does not come across as the person that forgives and forget, and of course he has a humongous ego. Okay, I mean, if you take a look at all his businesses, I mean, he had many failures. I mean, he was a failure as a husband and things of that nature. So, what do you think? Do you think? Do you think another 4 years of Donald Trump will be heaven on this country or hell on this country? Well, you each one is entitled to their own point of view. So now we're going to go to the other point, which is that why they hate for Biden. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Biden is not my choice for president either. Okay, I think I mean, in a way, he kind of means well. The problem is he's been in politics since I was a kid. Okay, we're talking about a man that's been in politics for over 50 years. Also, um, a lot of promises he didn't try to keep. One of them was increasing the minimum wage. The other one was student loan relief debt. Um, he could have done more to try to fight for those things. Unfortunately, he allowed the likes of Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Kristen Sinema of Arizona uh, to derail much of his agenda. Yeah, yeah, we do need police reform. I agree. So, you know what? This is okay. The problem with the problem with gun control, and I'm going to tell you this. It will not stop the bad guys from getting guns. Okay, they'll get guns no matter what. I do think that if anyone who wants to have a license to own a gun needs to be properly trained in the use and discharge of a weapon. Okay, whether it be a handgun, a rifle, or what have you, or any type of a gun. Number one. Number two, they need to undergo a psychological evaluation to see that they're mentally fit to own a gun. Okay, um, you could be trained. You could be trained to operate a weapon, but do you have the mental stability to use it or not use it? That's the issue. Okay. Unfortunately, anytime that we try to have reasonable gun control laws, usually the mental people of the NRA always stand in the way. Oh, one more thing regarding TikTok, which I find shocking. Congress cannot get together to raise the minimum wage. Congress cannot get together to pass a budget waiting to the final moment and try to shut down. Congress cannot, get out, the obsession and trying to impeach Joe Biden. The Congress cannot act on legislation that will actually help the citizens, but yet they can all come together and agree to ban TikTok. Please spare me, spare me. So, and again, I don't think anyone over 60 should run for politics. I'm sorry. Not sorry, not sorry. So the next thing we're going to talk about is, of course, is the battle of the sexes. Okay, is there really a battle of sexes? I think what's the situation is that we have members of opposite sexes who are very passionate in what they believe. Okay, and actually, we kind of saw that um, at I think in an earlier stream this week, the interaction between the Interbriqua and Golden Goddess. You know, I get it. They both feel passionate about their point of views. Okay. Um, okay, you know what it is? I think it's a battle, but I don't think to that extent. I think you do have um, people of both sexes who are very passionate in what they believe. And sometimes when you get passionate, you get emotional. Okay. Um, I think um, both had valid points. Okay. There's some things I would agree with both of them, and some points I would disagree. But the fact of the matter is, women start over 70%, initially over 70% of the divorces. Okay. And let's keep it clear. Some of it are for legit reasons. Issues of abuse. Yeah. You know what it is? Look, this is a problem. This is a problem. When you have people who have outrageous demands, expectations on the opposite sex, and then they wonder why they're single. Okay. Let's start with the women. Okay. And don't worry, ladies, I'm gonna comment on the men. So don't attack me and what have you. Or answer, okay, whatever. I mean, you have some of these modern women that insist that the guy must be 6 feet tall, must have a six pack, must make at least a six-figure salary or more, have no kids, but yet they're expecting to be the father figure for their children, regardless if they have three, four, five, six children from multiple baby daddies. Okay. But heaven forbid if a guy expresses preferences, then the ladies will, well, some of the ladies will crucify him. Okay. And then now for the men. I mean, some men expect women to be docile, feminine, but to the extreme. Okay. Realistically speaking, if you're living in cities like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Miami, and so on, it's going to take two incomes to get by. Okay. Men who make six figures or more are rare. Okay. Usually, these type of men are in their late 30s or 40s. These are people who devoted a great deal of time and energy in being successful in their respective fields. Okay. And when you have that much financial power, guess what? They're going to have options. They're going to option as far as who they're going to date. Okay. Because they're not going to date some 304. Okay. Because They have to protect their image, they have to protect their investments, they have to protect their wealth. Okay. The last thing they want to do is um, date a substandard chick. Okay. And some of these women, they are delusional. Let's keep it real. They expect the guy to be a traditional guy while being a modern woman. How? 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 Can someone explain it to me, please? Now, let me make this perfectly clear. I'm not saying all women are like this. I'm not saying all men are like this, but some are. Okay. Now, some of the women are taking these delusional women to task, but we need more of them to do that. Okay. Unfortunately, if you go into TikTok, it's chock full of these delusional women. Okay. But it will continue. So now the next topic is going to be, is there room to disagree? Okay. Now, the one good thing about when you are a mature adult is that you can accept the fact that other people are going to hold beliefs of which you don't share, of which you don't agree with, but are respectable. Okay. In fact, 6 foot high is delusional because most men in America are not. Also, yes, in their 40s, marry or have options. Also, men delusional because they think women submissive. It's like in the 1950s. Okay. I'm going to give you the perfect example. Yeah, man. That's right. Not all. Okay, not every. Oops. That's right. Not every woman's a 304. Okay, like for example, you have these men that go to countries like the Dominican Republic, Colombia, Central and South America to find a white because they think Latinas are submissive. No, they're not. Okay. Now they are more, I think, to a certain extent, they're more prepared to be wife-like, but there are exceptions. But submissive, no. Anyone that's dated Latina or married Latina can tell you they can be very feisty. They can have tempers. Okay. Yes, they can have tempers. Okay. Because they are passionate regarding who they are and what they believe. And believe me, you would not want to anger a Latina. Okay. So, but going back, to be able to disagree and keep it respectable is a gift. Okay. Not everyone is equipped to do that. And if you've been spend any time here in these YouTube streets, you can see it all the time. Well, you have certain individuals who treat their channels like an echo chamber. Okay. There is no room for dissent in any way, shape, or form. And heaven forbid, should people disagree in the slightest. What happens is they get thrown off panels, they get banned, they get timeout because some people cannot take opposing viewpoints. Some people cannot take a different viewpoint. Okay. One of the beauty parts about this platform is that this is not an echo chamber. Everyone is allowed to express their point of view as they see fit. Everyone is allowed to disagree as they see fit. The only stipulation is to keep it respectable. That's all I ask. I don't censor people as far as how they wish to express themselves. Uh, all I ask is to keep it respectable. Now, there's another interesting comment. Now, if you want men like that or women like that, but that other men or men not being that, also, if you want those men, women will deal with the consequences that come, don't complain. You see, this is the thing. And this is the problem with some of these modern women. They talk about they have these extremely high standards of what have you, but yet they're willing to give up the kitty for the pookies and railways because the pookies and railways have stack, you know, has, they can, you know, they can, you know, do well in bed. Okay. I mean, when I see these women with these, and then, okay, with these outrageous standards, makes me want to laugh. It does. And oh, before I forget, let me just state that the link to join the panel has been pinned. Should anyone wishes to join the panel, they can do so. Okay. So now the next thing I'm going to be talking about, are we addicted to social media? Um, I would say to an extent, many of us are, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you have some people that they are constantly looking at well, okay, well, actually not so much Facebook because Facebook is like for old people, but definitely when it comes to TikTok and Instagram, as far as uh, whether or not their posts getting views or likes and what have you, uh, because it's like a drug. People love to get attention, so sometimes people will just post the craziest things on social media for the purpose of getting attention. Okay. Because for some people, attention is like a drug, it's an addiction. Okay. Which is why we let people, okay, to get on social media and air whatever, say whatever, do whatever. Okay. The next thing I'm going to be talking about, can we age gracefully? Okay. As a person, okay, now I am a person that I am in my 60s. I'm 61 years old. So I am no longer a young person. Now, of course, we've seen the narrative where people get old, some of them get ornery and cranky, some of them get sweet and submissive and humble, some get pious, and others get to be very feisty. Okay. I'm not going to speak to anybody about anybody other than myself. Um, I know for a fact that I'm going to do my best to age gracefully, realizing that there's certain things I cannot do anymore. Okay. Um, and of course, as I get older, I have to worry about all types of medical issues and diseases of that nature. And that's the reason why I've been trying to take better care of myself, be mindful of what I eat, trying to stay active, um, because I want to live as long as I can and I want to have a healthier life so I can age gracefully. Okay. I know there's not too many YouTube creators that are my age. I mean, there are a couple that are in their 50s, um, but we have not seen much of them. But then again, um, to be a YouTube creator and produce content, um, good evening, Multi. Thank you very much. No, I didn't know. Okay, you're gonna have to clue me in. Um, I don't know what happened. So I heard something that there was some sort of situation where a passenger needed assistance on the Lexington Avenue line. Oh, before I forget, let me let everybody know that Multi has her own YouTube channel where she produces a lot of content and do with mixed race issues. So I'm going to ask you, if you have not done so, please check out Multi's content and subscribe to her channel. Okay. Multi, can you put it in the chat? What happened? Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. No, I did not see that. I did not. You're quite welcome, Multi. You know what? Nowadays, nowadays, I wish I can say I'm surprised, but not really. Okay. Um, I remember, I think earlier this week, Gigi aired something, a video regarding some crazy cringe stuff that happened on TikTok, and it's like the fact there was a shooting and that it was captured on TikTok. Okay. Oh yes. I guess you're probably watching it on HBO or on Netflix or what have you. Um, tonight I'm having open discussion, so that's basically I'm just talking about um random stuff. Okay, so right now I'm talking about aging gracefully because let's keep it real. I'm not young anymore. I'm 61 years old. Okay, and I plan to be around for a good while. Okay, yeah, I do believe it is a classic. Okay, okay. So but I think the key to age gracefully is trying to have a healthy attitude, okay, and a healthy mindset. Okay, you're already aging well. Nothing wrong with helping the process. Okay, well, I try. I try. Okay, uh, yes, Multi. I keep it real. I know what I can do and what I can't do, and that's a healthy thing. Okay, when you know of your limitations, um, that's power. Okay. Okay. All right. But I tend to do what I can to continue to age well. Okay. And of course, one of the things I'm thinking about more and more is retirement. Okay. Okay. And believe me, when I retire, okay. I'm going to. I'm not okay. I don't watch the show, so I really don't know. I'll need. Excuse me. I need to start watching it. Um, but one thing I plan to do is leave an active retired life, because this is what I think. If you leave an active retired life, okay, okay, actually, okay, I'm an admissible employee, so you have different ages when you can't retire. Okay, it all depends when you started working for the city. Like for example, um, I was eligible to get a full pension the minute I reached 57. I'm 61. Okay, the problem is you have to wait until you're at least 62 to get Social Security. Okay, okay. Actually, it all depends on the year you were born. Okay, so it's a little complicated. But for people that were born on 1962 and forward, if you want to get full Social Security, you have to work until you're 67. However, you are eligible to start receiving Social Security at age 62. The thing is, it's going to be at a reduced rate. No, actually, okay. Okay, let me stop with Cam because it seems to okay. Um, actually, okay, okay. As I stated before, I'm an admissible employee, so it's going to vary as far as the retirement age. Okay, you have some city you have some city employees can to retire with a full pension as early as age 55. You have other people that when you can get a full pension at age 57. Others when you're 62. Okay. Um, Now in my case, when I retire, I'm gonna have my pension. I'm gonna have Social Security, and I have a 401k that I started last year. Okay, late. I get it, but okay. You know what? For some career fields, you can retire age 50. Like for example, I think if you are a member of the NYPD, I think you can retire age 50 if you have like 20, at least 20 years in the service as a police officer. So it's going to vary. Okay. I know it doesn't help. Okay. But in my case, when I'm going to retire, um, I would say anywhere from 2 to 4 years. Okay. Because first of all, um, there's a thing called Medicare. which you have to be 65 to apply, or if you have to have some sort of serious medical condition, you can do it before 65. Okay. So, but believe me, when it's my time to retire, I'm going to retire and I'm going to be singing the old spiritual free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. Okay. Um, but I am going to keep myself active. I know there are organizations for retired people. Um, oh, thank you, Multi. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the love and support. Um, I know there's an organization for the retirees, which I plan to join. Um, and I have other things in line um, um, to keep myself active. Um, and of course, I do plan to do a little traveling. Yes, true. Okay. One thing I do want to go, I do want to visit Europe. Okay. Two countries I would love to visit is Spain and the United Kingdom. Okay. So so now we're going to go into the next thing, which is of course we have false narratives. Okay. That's something that we all have to deal with. Okay. Well, you know what? I would travel, shopping, maybe a little bit, eating. Yeah, I would like to try different foods from different countries, what have you. So yeah, you know what? I get it, but this is the thing. One thing I do try to do before I visit another country, I try to learn about the culture as much of as I can. So at least that way, when I do go over there, I at least won't make a complete jackass of myself. Okay, because unfortunately, let's keep it real. We have a big sense of entitlement. Um, you know, we believe that everything should cater to us because we're like the masters of the universe and things of that nature. Believe me, um, I understand. And I remember when I went to Colombia, I spent a lot of time studying, um, trying to learn the customs. I also spoke to people from Colombia. So, okay. You know what? They too, you know what? They too have their beauty, and they have their history. It's very, very rich. So, but I definitely want to go to Great Britain. Great Britain. Um, I would definitely love to see the changing of the guard. I also like to visit Buckingham Palace. Um, also like to visit Spain, mainly Madrid. Okay. Now, the next thing I'll be talking about, are we facing censorship? Okay. I think there is an attempt of censorship. And I think part of it has to do with the fact that people don't know how to function in a given platform. That's true. Actually, I was wondering. Um, I think Gigi did another a video about it as well. Okay, I know that there's certain people that do favor for censorship. I don't agree with it. Yeah, yeah, I was talking about it earlier in the stream. In fact, I'm gonna be devoting a whole stream next week about it. Now, this is the thing that I find bizarre. Our politicians cannot get together um, to create legislation that will help us. They cannot do anything to raise the minimum wage. They cannot do anything to stop the gun violence. They cannot do anything regarding okay, as much as I disagree with reproductive rights, codifying it, okay, but yet they can get together and they can ban TikTok. Hooray! It's like, please give me a break. Now, our Congress people make about 174,000 a year, and I think the senators make close to 200,000. Okay, yeah, this is a problem. I mean, if I didn't know any better, it's like Congress is trying to be the nannies of the United States. Okay, we must not say this. We cannot do this. We cannot say this. Like, please. Okay. Whatever happened to common sense, folks? Okay. That's why here's called uncommon sense. But look, the fact of the matter is, with all the issues that are happening in this country, they're gonna devote their kind of energy to banning TikTok. Okay, what they're gonna do next? Ban YouTube, ban Instagram. I mean, really. I mean, this is the problem. When you allow censorship to enter in one area, it doesn't stop. It spreads until next thing you know, it becomes one huge echo chamber. Okay, we have enough of these yahoos with their channels, which is really echo chambers. The last thing we need is trying to have our government create a humongous echo chamber because they cannot stand what we say. And let's keep it real. Some of these young people are depending on TikTok to make money. So if TikTok gets banned, then they're going to have to find ways to make money, which means they're going to actually get honest to goodness jobs. Oh my goodness gracious, how are they going to do that? But I will talk more about TikTok and why I think they're really trying to ban it and next week. Yep. Okay, this is the thing. And this is the thing. And I think people lose sight of the fact that we have a thing called freedom of speech and we're all allowed to express what we say. And if we don't like what we say, then you know what? They don't have to listen to. Yep. And actually, to be perfectly honest, the first stream that I did was actually dealing with is there censorship in YouTube. So what I think I'll do is I'll add the link. Um, in the description, when I talk about TikTok, um, it's the first stream. Of course, first stream, and of course, I made a lot of mistakes, but hey ho. But now, first of all, a huge shout out to everyone that's in the that's watching in the chat, even the cloud haters. So I hope if you have not, if nothing else, at least hit the like button. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything, and it does help with the algorithm. Okay, now why I try to keep my platform toxic free. Okay, um, there's a reason why. First of all, the whole purpose of this platform is interchange of information, okay? And sometimes we're going to disagree, which is fine. So, and also when it comes to beefs that other people have, I decided from the day one not to get involved, okay? If they want to go and attack each other, they can do so on their respective platforms. What I do ask, please do not bring it here, okay? Because first of all, I don't want to get involved in the clownery. I don't want to get involved with the circus. I don't want to get involved in the fluffery. Okay, uh, I'm at that stage in my life. I actually crave something as ridiculous as peace of mind. Okay, because I got more important things to worry about than the fact that this person hates this person is opposite this person, and this person's attacking me because I'm cool with that person. It's like, get a life, folks. Okay. I said this before, and I'll say it again. If you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. Big deal. Do you think, what do you think what Johnson at the Oxes was humiliation ritual? If you saw, okay, I did not see the Oscars, so I will have to take a look and see what it is about. Um, I generally don't watch the Oscars because basically they watch a whole bunch of people say a whole bunch of speeches and what have you. Please, I mean, I get that. I can, if I wanted to listen to that, I can listen to C-SPAN. I'm sorry, not sorry. That's not my cup of tea. I think for those that watches it, more power to you. I prefer not to. Okay, yeah. I got more. Okay, let me put it this way. I got more important things to think about than regarding this person pontificating regarding the Oscars and thanking everyone, thanking their mother, thanking their brother, thanking their sister, thanking their cousin, thanking their last step. I mean, please, okay. So I, you know, I choose to keep it toxic free because that's me. I think I'm one of the least problematic individuals on the platform. Okay. Uh, you know what? I don't watch. I don't go to the movies that much. I mean, for me to spend 2 hours at a movie, it had to be something that's really, wonderful. It had to be the acting had to be great, or had to be something that can a story that I can relate to. A lot of these movies, yeah. I mean, for me to spend all that money and what have you when I can watch movies at home, at the convenience of my own home, uh, no, I don't think so. The next thing I'm just gonna give you about health update. First of all, I'm happy to say I have lost 30 pounds so far. Uh, how I'm doing it is okay. I'm eating a healthier lifestyle. I don't eat fried foods. I try not to eat junk food. Uh, I reduce my portion size, and let's keep it real. I'm taking um, an injected drug called Ozempic, which is for people that are diabetic, which also has the side effect, other effect of curbing your appetite. So as a result, I don't eat as much. Okay. Let's see if I can count up. Okay. So this is how I look now. Okay. As you can see, I do look a little thinner. I got a long way to go though. Uh, I want to get to a healthier weight and ease the pressure on my knees. Okay. So, and I am scheduled to have a revised knee replacement. It's going to be done. Um, I don't eat. I mean, I didn't. I mean, look. Let's keep it real. I don't eat spicy food when I wasn't trying to lose weight. I don't eat it now. I think at my age, I really don't think I can stomach it. Let's keep it real. Okay. Maybe if I was younger, like around your age, Irby, or Multi's age, I might. But at my stage, no. So I just have a couple more things I'm going to talk about. Of course, like I said before, uh, you're more than welcome to hit the link. Okay. Irby, please do not ask me to put down the link in the chat because I already pinned it. Okay. Um, I think more often I will be camming up. Um, I know in the beginning I used to cam up quite a bit, and then I stopped because I figure as long as I have a picture of an avatar of my handsome face, it will suffice. So I think I will cam up mm, maybe once a week, depending how my Wi-Fi and how my equipment is, because as you can see, I've been having some technical difficulties. Okay. 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 So so I will probably do it at least once a week. Now now the question I might ask, why do I place the link, pin the link before prior to getting online? There's a reason why I do it. I mean, it's first of all, it's easier for me uh, to pin the link than to like send the link to like 10 or 15 different people and then keep putting the link in the chat. I have learned how to pin it, so therefore I don't have to keep putting in it like 20 times. And it's more efficient for me to pin it. Okay. I know some people pin, other people don't pin. That's perfectly fine. Okay. Um, Everyone runs their platforms as they see fit. I just have to make it easier for yours truly. And people, let's keep it real. I'm not exactly the most tech savvy person in the world. I think I'm getting better though. Okay. But believe me, there's still a lot of stuff I have to learn. Is how to do a better job of editing. I mean, at least I can come up with a couple of cute thumbnails and what have you. And I can do a little bit of better job when it comes to a description regarding the stream because I try to keep it short and simple. I don't believe in doing a 20-page narrative or what have you, because I believe try to keep it short and simple, because if you keep it long and wordy, you're gonna lose people. So I have been talking for an hour. So what are your thoughts? Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? Okay, okay. One thing I will continue to state, that I really do appreciate all the love and all the support all you have given me. Okay. Now I do have some just to give you an idea. Uh, what are the streams that I'm planning for next week? Monday, I will be discussing the issue with the ban on TikTok. Um, I'm going to give you my thoughts why um, they're trying to ban TikTok, and it's not because they're not really all that concerned about uh, data security. I think what it is that they don't want the people um, to rise up and have an opinion. Okay, they prefer the people to be like sheep, like bah. Okay, basically mindless sheep. Uh, I have never been a mindless sheep. No, when I will be a mindless sheep, I do have an opinion. I know the people uh, that follow me also have an opinion. So the fact of the matter is, we're not the sheep. We don't blindly follow anyone. I don't expect anyone to blindly follow me. Uh, okay, I am not a king. I am not a leader. I am just simply one small YouTube creator. There are hundreds of thousands of YouTube creators out there in these YouTube streets, and I'm just trying to be the best version of myself. Okay, excuse me. Yes. Okay. Sorry about that. Um, I do food shopping online, so I guess that's just letting me know that the groceries are coming. Okay, let's see. Look, let me tell you something. When it comes to social media, it's not bad and it's not good. It all depends how you use it. Okay. Um, it could be used to really create some positive information. It can be used to create a positive message, and it can also be used to create crap. Let's keep it real. Okay. Excuse me.
How you doing?
Ah,
Have a good evening.
thank you. Sorry about that. Um, as I stated before, social media is not good or bad. It just depends how you use it. Okay. Look. Let's keep it real. Nowadays, No one is actually getting their information from the media. Okay, they're getting it from different sources, whether it be Google, whether it be websites or things of that nature. Okay. Also, Barack Obama, he became very successful um, with a strong social media campaign, um, which led him to become president. Okay. Of course, the people talk about that he's the first black president. Barack Obama's not black; he's a mulatto. Okay, so let's keep it real. Okay, because he has one parent that's black and one parent that's white. That's the pure definition of a mulatto. Uh, and I know some people have a hang up with the term. I don't. So it's like sue me. But the fact of the matter is, people fear what they don't understand. Okay, which is why I think they're going after TikTok. Okay. Okay. Now, okay, I get it. Um, some people have an issue with the term, and that's fine. I just, like I said, I don't have an issue. I'm not that. I'm not that. I just don't have an issue with it. Okay. I mean, you can say you're biracial. Okay. The problem. See, the problem with us saying everyone's biracial is that it's too much of a generic term. Okay. Um, and basically, all it means is the offspring of people of two different races. Okay. So of course you have light skin biracial, dark skin biracials, you have MGMs, you have Blasians, you have Afro Europeans. I mean, you have a whole plethora of terms, okay, which I am not even going to try to mention all of them because I know if I try, I'm going to forget some of them and someone is going to get offended by it. I mean, that's the type of society we live in today. Um, but in any case, um, whatever term that you wish to give the Barack Obama, he was very successful with his social media campaign. Okay, and it created a huge amount of awareness for Barack Obama. Okay, and I think it was the first time that we had a presidential election on YouTube. Okay, so it is what it is. I know people have an issue with certain terms. I get it. That's fine. I'm gonna call it as I see fit. Okay. I am not trying to be offensive. I'm just simply trying. How could I say it? Respect each group their right to be who they are and to be proud of who they are, regardless whether they are biracial, triracial, um, all the different types of mixed people, what have you. That's all, and they have a right to identify as they see fit. Okay, it's kind of like thinking that all Latinos are the same. And if anyone that's educated will tell you, no, and I'll tell you what. Latinos in the Caribbean have their own customs, they have their own beliefs, which are quite different from Latinos from Central America and quite different from Latinos from South America. Okay. What's unique, what's common is of course that we all speak Spanish. However, we have our own individual nuances, and there's certain words that are acceptable for one group and not acceptable for another group. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of this. There's a Spanish word that we use, coger, which means to take, to grab. Okay? If you say coger to a Puerto Rican or Dominican or even maybe a Cuban, we understand what it means and we're not offended. If you say that word to a Mexican, that means it's a word that starts with an F and ends with a K, and it's not thick. Okay. It means it's like a rough slang for sexual intercourse. Okay. And that's one of the problems that non-Spanish people have to deal with, is they don't realize that among our many groups, we all speak Spanish, but we have different nuances. Okay, so that's something that to be taken into consideration. Okay. Now I have talked for over an hour. Okay. If anyone has any other comments they wish to enter in the chat, by all means do so. If anyone wishes to hit the panel and express their point of view, they can do so as well. If no one else decides to do either, then what I'll do is I'll wrap up the stream, okay? Because I know when it's time to stop. Okay. I'm not going to talk for 5-6 hours of fluff. Okay. I actually try to produce content when people, which hopefully they enjoy and they get educated. But like I said, I will be doing the stream on the issues with TikTok Monday night, 8:30. Tuesday at 8:30, I'm going to be talking about smartphones. Okay, are you an Apple or an Android person? So we're going to be talking about why people prefer to use an iPhone and other people that they use an Android, like a Samsung. I think the latest now is a Samsung 24 or whatever. Let's see, what's this? Okay. I have been born and lived in New York all my life. Okay. But I have visited other cities in the United States. I visited other states in the United States. Okay, states I visited has been Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania. I'm not going to name all of them because if I forget them. Okay. I don't know why I like cold. I guess I just do. When it comes to like the summertime, I just basically do what I can to adjust because look, I cannot complain about the heat. Okay. It's not going to do anything. Okay. It's just going to make me suffer more. So I just try to deal with it as best as I can, which means, of course, I'm going to be wearing summer clothing, which means, of course, I'm going to have my AC on, which means, of course, I'm going to be drinking a a good amount of water to keep myself hydrated. Okay, so it's really nothing I can do. Okay, other than to simply do my best and adjust. Okay, you can complain about the weather, but it's nothing. It's not going to change it. So, but yes, I do prefer cold weather. It's just that unfortunately, we didn't have a winter. Okay, let me rephrase it. We did not have the type of winter that I would prefer. Because technically, if it's over 20 degrees, it's not winter. I'm sorry. I know people are going to say I'm crazy, but to me, that's not winter. Maybe as I get older, I might change my thought patterns about winter. We shall see. But in any case, I have been talking, like I said, I've been talking for almost 15, almost an hour and 20 minutes. Generally, I do not try. Oh, I see Gigi is in the chat. Good evening, Gigi. Thank you very much for stopping by. And of course, let me just make sure that people know that Golden Goddess does have both channels. So if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to please check out her content and please subscribe to her channels. Uh, she does have a lot of she does go into a lot of gossip and things of that nature. Um, I think the last one she did had to do with the issues with the royal family. But okay, and I will say this: I've seen a lot of growth um, in Gigi within the last year, not just as far as her channel, but as far as her maturity and how better dealing with the haters out there. Okay, because people will hate. Okay, for whatever reason. So I just want to say publicly that I acknowledge that Golden Goddess have matured um, as an adult. I'll say it. And if people don't like it, well, all I'm gonna say is don't let the door hit you, or the good Lord split you. Okay. So okay, actually, I've just been talking about several subjects. Okay, actually, I started talking about um, the attempt to ban TikTok, and then we talked about. Let me just get my notes. Uh, can we age gracefully? Are we facing censorship? I think they are attempting this censorship. I mean, it's almost like the government wants to be the nanny of us. Okay. Oh yeah, that should be interesting. Actually, if you take a look the history of the British royal family, you're gonna find there's quite a few scoundrels there. Okay. Um, for example, you have Henry VIII that married 6 times, all because he wanted to have a son. He finally did get a son, but unfortunately, he died prematurely. Some of the monarchs have been real scandalous. I mean, you know, I don't know who's been more scandalous, whether the British monarchs or some of our presidents. Yeah. So you know what? I might do a poll. Who has been more scandalous? The presidents, U.S. presidents, or the British monarchs? Okay. And of course, we heard no, we know we know there's been allegations regarding um, certain presidents have been womanizers. You have allegations of some presidents have been racist. Some of them have been racist. Um, some of them have mistresses. Um, Also, there's been allegations that one president was gay. I mean, all I could say to each his own. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have to agree. I have to agree. And the way that they treated Princess Diana was horrible. Okay. Um, she was a breath of fresh air. I mean, she was very you know, she appeared to be a sweet girl, and the fact that she was treated like crap by now King Charles. Okay, still trying to get over the fact that he's um, the ruling monarch. Yeah, you know what? The problem. See, the problem when you have a monarchy that has unlimited power, it can get corrupted very easily. Okay, because you know what they're saying, unlimited. Okay, unlimited power, unlimited corruption. Okay, because they think that they can do no wrong. Okay, that's the reality. Mhm. And and I'm sure sometimes people fantasize of being a king or a president, but do you really want to deal with all that pressure and the fact that you have to be ever vigilant because people will try to assassinate you? I mean, look, when you take a look, um, the people who have been president, okay, when they retire, they cannot retire live a normal life. Um, I mean, think about it. They cannot go to a restaurant by themselves. They cannot go anywhere by themselves. They have to be, surrounded by Secret Service 24/7 because of the fear that people like want to assassinate them. And think about their children. I mean, they cannot live normal lives. Okay. Now, some of the presidential children, I think, have adjusted well, but I think it's more has to do with the parental upbringing. Okay, but I mean, it's not easy being the child of the leader of the free world. Okay, but that's why I would never, ever, ever, ever want to be president. Okay, no, and thank goodness I have no aspirations. I do not want to be president. I don't want to be a leader of the free world. I don't even want to be dog catcher. I just want to be the best version of myself. So, in any case, I really appreciate all the interaction in the chat. Okay. And as always, I appreciate all the love and all the support all of you have given me. Okay. And I say that before, and I mean it. I mean, because you could have just as easily um, tune in to hundreds of thousands of platforms where they have like thousands of subs, but the fact that you saw fit to visit my cyber home and just to shoot the breeze with me in the chat, I really appreciate it. I really do. So, but I've said all I'm going to say. Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, I did send. Okay. You know what it is? Okay. I guess you don't. I guess you don't read. I guess you're not active in Instagram because I did send a, the notes regarding the stream. Um, but it's okay. We all have lives. We all have other things to do. Okay. We have families to take care of. We have jobs to take care of. We have responsibility to take care of. So if you didn't catch it live, you could have catch it on the playback. No big deal. No mess, no foul. Okay. It's just that I decided to go live at 9 o'clock instead of my usual 8:15 or 8:30. I could have done it at 10 o'clock, but do I really? I mean, no. You have to find a balance. Okay, I will do that. I will do that. Okay. Now I just have to learn how to. Yeah. Okay. No problem. No problem. Okay. But in any case, um, one of the things I have always learned to be graceful about is when it's time for me to shut up, and it's pretty close to that time for me to shut up. Okay, I try not to keep it too long. Okay, and that's one of the things I have to learn to do is basically do a monologue for more than an hour. Okay, I have to admit I did not feel comfortable at first, but I've gotten better. At least I got more comfortable. Okay, that I can do a monologue, and of course it helps when you have notes. Just as a suggestion, Irby, since wanted to be a YouTube creator, if you decide to do any live streams, you might want to think about having some notes, whether they be written or mental. It's up to you. Okay, because I do believe everyone should govern their platforms as they see fit. Okay, but in any case, a huge shout out to all those catching it live, and a huge shout out to all those who will catch it on the playback. Okay, so I will. Okay, so I will end this the usual way that I do so. We must do everything possible to avoid the presence of the mentally and intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. This has been another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, and as always, I really do appreciate all of you who stop by. Okay, so with that being said, I will say to you, take care, have a good week, have a great weekend. Always strive to be the best person in yourself, and peace.